Okay, getting in a comfortable position, sitting up or lying down. If you're working on strengthening your nervous system, please sit up, because it holding the energy as it comes down, as the frequencies come down. If we're vertical, it strengthens our nervous system. If you're doing this before bed and you prefer to lie down, that's super cool too. I do recommend, if you're lying down, go back and forth when you listen to this on the repeat. Setting the intention that this be for the highest good of all involved. Inviting and invoking Archangel Michael for divine protection across all dimensions through time and space. Inviting and invoking Ganesh to remove any obstacles in this realm, this dimension, all other realms and dimensions through time and space. Inviting and invoking the violet flame to transmute any density into light. And return it to the cosmos. Inviting and invoking Kuan Yin and Christ consciousness for unconditional love, knowing that is the frequency of abundance, of opportunity, of overflow, of all that is. Inviting and invoking beings of light of the highest vibration, galactic energies of the highest vibration, all beings in the other realms, please leave for the ceremony. All ancestors, please leave for the ceremony. Inviting and invoking Isis to burn away anything that is not in alignment with your highest timeline, your highest level of abundance, with soul aligned abundance. Breaking any contracts that are not in the highest, that are not in alignment with your highest level of abundance, of prosperity, of health, of wealth, of healing, of love. Allowing this to clear, shift. And knowing that shame, guilt, fear, and pride are all experiences that are not in alignment with your highest level of abundance. I want you to bring one up. A time that you've experienced shame, guilt, fear, or pride around money, opportunities, health, that you're ready to clear. So bringing it up, is it color or grayscale? Answering in your mind's eye. Okay, we're done with that. Now, understanding that this is not in alignment with your highest timeline. At one point, your unconscious mind thought this was protecting you. And now, understanding frequency, as frequency is our highest form of currency. You know it had been blocking your next level. You don't need to know where it came from. If you do, that's perfect. If you don't, that's perfect. Knowing it is not useful. Holding the intention of clearing this. Just seeing, and you don't need to see it as clearly as I see it for you. What I see for you is this being cleared, these shackles being removed. And as we hold this intention, together, as energy comes together, it expands. Expanding energy is fuel. There is a color that represents the energy that is fueling this transformation that is already underway. Answering what it is in your mind's eye. Beautiful. Now there is an essence, a scent that is representing the energy that is fueling this transformation that is already underway. Bringing that to mind. Beautiful. And now a mythical creature or wild animal that is inspiring this transformation that is already underway. See it? Beautiful. Now, your unconscious mind and your body, without needing to think about it, is already gathering anything that had not been useful, any fear, any shame, any guilt that had been installed into you, any pride. And it's bringing this ball of energy onto the tip of an arrow. And you're going to take a nice deep breath in, holding it at the top, and you're going to pull the arrow back. And now breathing out, releasing the arrow, shift, clear, free, grounded, safe. Now, one more time, it's gathering any residue of anything that is not useful, putting it on the tip of this arrow, pulling it back, and thinking the word release as you release the arrow and breathe out. Release, free, clear, safe, grounded. And I want you to take a nice deep breath in, breathing in the essence, the scent that is representing the transformation that has been done. Seeing the color, feeling the color in your auric field, expanding out. Now you can breathe out and see the mythical creature or the wild animal. And from this place of clarity, of grounding, of freedom, of power, personal power, never power over, as we are all one. I want you to send your intention out from the point between your eyebrows like a purple laser beam for the abundance you want to call in, whether it is health, wealth, opportunity, friends, relationship of any sort, business, sending it out, out, out. And on the other end of this laser beam is the version of you that has already manifested this divine intention of abundance. How does this version walk? Who is around this version of you? Who is not around this version of you? What does this version of you say no to? What boundaries do they have from love? Unshakable boundaries from love. What do they say yes to? Where do they invest their time, their energy, their resources? How do they feel in their body, in their energy? Remembering that it is done, it is done, it is done in another dimension. We're going to call this version of yourself back till it's hovering over your 3D physical body, calling it back, calling it back, calling it back. Integrating this frequency. And when I clap my hands, I want you to integrate and drop this energy into your physical 3D body, and dropping, waking up any dormant cells, waking up, waking up, waking up, waking up, recalibrating your energy system in the physical body, in the etheric body, in the emotional body, in the mental body, recalibrating to this version of yourself. Decree and declare that this activation work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, till it's fully integrated, activated, embodied, and complete, and anchored into 3D reality, knowing that it is done, it is done, it is done, and giving gratitude for yourself for doing this work. Giving gratitude for the ascended masters that were here to guide us, the beings of light, and that will continue to guide us for this recalibration, for this ascension, for our highest timeline of abundance and impact and influence in the most soul-aligned way. So it is win-win for all. Abundance is only win-win, always. It is always collaboration, co-creation. It is always an energy exchange that feels good for both, based on the transformation, the impact. It is always based in liberation and empowerment, and giving gratitude for yourself for doing this work, knowing that as you rise to the frequency of joy, you unconsciously, without doing anything, allow at least 1,000 people near you to recalibrate to a higher frequency, to heal, to manifest. And so it is. And we are so excited to see how this comes into fruition in 3D reality. And in the next few breaths, you can come back to your body, coming back, coming back, coming back. Opening your eyes. And so it is. There's one more thing I want to say. I'm going to say it on the recording as well. And then I'm going to let you guys go. Also, Bridget, I honor you. She was here. She has to work in 3 hours in the middle of the night. That is devotion. One thing that happened a few weeks ago is there were some things that needed to be done. And like, one thing, I'm going to give you this one example. Take this nugget of gold. I didn't know how to pay my taxes for my business. And so my accountant was like, okay, well, yeah, I can help you, but it's going to cost you X hundred of dollars for like my time or whatever. I could have been like, okay, I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to whatever. But like that would have given me so much anxiety for me to like go figure it out and learn and whatever. I'm like, would future Jill just pay her to like walk you through it so next time you can just do it yourself? And I was like, obviously, because it was more time and energy and even just stress for me to figure it out myself than to hire her to do it. And so these are the micro moments and the micro choices of like, who are we evolving to? Who are we stepping into? What choices would they make? And sometimes in that moment we'll have the resource, and sometimes we won't. If we don't, we can clock it and be like, when I have it, this is what I'm going to implement here. Because that's going to allow me to focus on my zone of genius, to evolve my skills even more. Because the few hours that it would have taken me in anxiety to figure that out would have, like, the value of that is like, I can spend 3 hours honing my skills, or I can spend that with private clients, or coming up with this transmission and taking notes for it, or like doing a podcast episode or whatever, providing value in my zone of genius. And then, because if you won't understand this if you're not in Alberta, but basically like you have to pay the taxes, and then you have to pay GST, and then you also have to pay the Alberta government GST, but I had to do some other paperwork stuff for the Alberta thing. So she walked me through it, and then by the time I got to the Alberta one, it was the same formula, and it took me 5 minutes to pay it. So these are like the moments where it's like, old Jill would have been like, oh no, I'm gonna figure it out and blah blah blah, and like do everything myself, which was my old pattern. And now it's like, what's my zone of genius? How can I focus in that, whether it's evolving my skills or helping somebody or providing value via podcast or a live stream or reading a book that's gonna like help me with my skills, or just like nourish my soul, because you know, when our souls are nourished, things just come through, right? So I forgot to share that example earlier, and I thought it was really, really important. And so it is.